Shifting from distorted feminine energy where things are not working in your favor, things feel clunky, things feel sluggish, things feel hard, into power. When you do this, everything changes really, really fast. Things will get a lot easier for you, okay? No matter what area we're talking about, whether we're talking about love or we're talking about wealth or business, I promise you, when you shift into power, specifically feminine magnetism, feminine power, feminine turn on, someone is saying, please DM me back. I need to ask you something very important. You can email in Pamela@theawakenedaphrodite.com and one of my assistants will attend to you. So when you're in distorted feminine energy, okay, which by the way is not a bad thing, okay? In fact, we are taught as women to be in distorted feminine energy, just like men are taught to be in distorted masculine energy, okay? If you've been in this energy, know that it doesn't mean anything. It's okay. The moment that you shift into your power, everything in your world will automatically have to shift with that change in focus. Some things will shift faster than others, yeah? So for example, this is exactly how one of my clients went from making under 10K a month to having consistent $40,000 months and then $50,000 months in her business. Also, let me know if you can hear me because I have this microphone on. And she did it without changing her marketing. She did it without changing her programs. And for you, it might look a little bit different. Here's what I know for certain. When you are out of your magnetism, when you are out of your feminine power, what that looks like is your communication is going to be a push away unintentionally versus a welcoming in. Yeah, it's going to repel people versus magnetizing them in. Relationships are going to seem to unravel versus thrive, deepen, expand. Money, and which, when we look at wealth, is actually feminine in nature. Wealth is deeply feminine. It's going to feel really hard. Money is going to feel very sticky. You're going to have this constant reflection of people saying that they can't afford you, okay? They can't afford you, or that they don't see your value. And here's the thing, if people aren't consistently buying from you, then they don't see your value. If you aren't having the kinds of relationships that you want, it's different if you're like, hey, I don't want to be in a relationship, or I want to spend some time with myself right now. That's totally different. That is a beautiful thing, beautiful season to be in. And I'm celebrating you if that's the season that you're in. And if you're like, I really want to be in this kind of relationship, to have these kinds of relationships that are deeply devoted and hot and passionate and loyal and adventurous and fun and ever expanding, and I feel so doted on and taken care of. I feel worshipped like the goddess that I am. And by the way, I worship my partner too. All while, ding, 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 you're getting payment notification after payment notification, having multiple $1,000 days in your business. If that's not happening, it's because you are not in your feminine power. Now, this might look like your content being off, like your content not being magnetic. Maybe you're showing up in your content in this way that is landing in this sense that people are like, oh, I don't know if I trust her. Yeah, I don't know if I feel welcomed into her space. If people are not renewing, right? If you don't have high renewal rates, because of course There's always going to be some people who don't, and that's great. They make space for people that are more aligned, which is the beautiful thing about that changing over that happens. If that feels hard, like people are not renewing, people are not staying in your world, 100%, that is because you are not in your feminine power. Again, that might manifest, that might look a variety of different ways. And yet when we shift this cause, which is you not being fully embodied in your power, not only does your wealth change, not only does your business change, everything else does too. It has to. And this is what I love so much about this work. I've never been one to go, oh, I just want business coaching. Like, I'm never going to talk about my relationship. God, no. Or I'm only talking about my relationship. I can't bring the stuff that's coming up in my business here. That's never resonated with me. And the reason it's never resonated with me is because I really feel myself as this deeply feminine being. And it doesn't feel good for me to have these things sort of siphoned out. I want oneness, right? If you're a feminine being, comment down below. We crave oneness. We crave aliveness. We crave the moreness. Like, oh my God, I want more, right? Like, I know I can make more money than this. Like, oh my God, I'm obsessed with this moreness. I know that I can have an even more ideal client. I know that my relationship can get better and better and better and better. And the society that we live in, really, the messaging that you've been getting your entire life is probably one of that's too much, or that's not welcome, or that's not possible for you. And unfortunately, it's in that your magnetism dies, goes to sleep, gets turned off. And then you get turned off of life, turned off of your relationship, turned off of your clients, your business. You're like, oh my God, this client's boring me. Versus, oh my God, this client is having these radical transformations. This is one of the best success stories I've ever had. Oh my God, this other client is the other next best success story I've ever had. Things in my world are popping off constantly. All my clients are making more money and more money and more money and more money. Oh my God, they just met the love of their life. Like, my life is a constant celebration. Well, that's been demonized. That's been made to seem out of reach or impossible or silly, or think of they're out there, right? Like, oh, there's no way that that's possible. Which is interesting because that essence is the epitome of feminine expression, of feminine aliveness. So you've been told your whole life that which you naturally are, experiencing constant love and celebration and moreness and moreness and moreness. I mean, why do you think women are capable of having multiple expressions of enjoyment? We are coded for expansion. We are coded for pleasure, and yet we're taught that it's impossible. Yeah, that's not possible. Somebody asked a question. Oh, I don't know. It's not showing it to me. You might have to type it out. We are taught that the thing that we are coded for is too much, is unavailable, is not possible. And I see this with so many women in business. They're struggling in business. Business feels like hard work. They're getting lost in the sauce of their business in a really stressful, tiring sort of way. And then we shift them back into the truth of who they are, which is turn on and power, aliveness, pure life force energy in form. And they say things to me like, oh my God, this work is magic. Oh my God, what have you done to me? Oh my God, my partner, my friends, my clients, everyone's like, what are you doing? I want some of that too. Oh, and by the way, I just got 5 new clients. Oh, by the way, I just sold out my program. Oh, by the way, things have never felt so easeful in my life. And it's because they felt the calling within themselves to come back into the truth of who they are. And if you're watching this and you feel that, I want you to know I feel you. I feel you. And when you answer that call into your power, you step into a whole new world where people show up for you like never before. High-paying clients come in. People stay in your world. What if you had a completely filled one-on-one practice and you didn't have to launch programs unless you wanted to? You had consistent, predictable, recurring revenue coming into your business, all while getting to really enjoy your life, your love, your heart, or calling that in if you don't have it right now, and being in this full out feminine expression, pleasure, turn on, dripping in magnetism. What if that was your reality? What if that was your everyday? What would your life be like? Someone I really look up to and admire, she often says that there's a war on happy people, and I completely agree with her. I also think that there's a war on turned on, lit up people. And I think that people see that and they're like, oh, that's not possible. That's not real. That's delusional. And what I have to say to that is feminine energy, feminine power, true feminine power, not the that you've learned somewhere else. True feminine power doesn't make sense. It is not logical. It might look to an outsider like it is delusional. But guess what? All my clients that have the thing that they never thought that they could have, they don't care. They don't care. And guess what? Guess what gets reflected back to them because we choose this? That they're supported. That they're even more deeply and profoundly loved and celebrated. Because you actually get to choose how people show up for you. Because you are that powerful. You get to choose to have high-paying clients. You don't need to figure it out. It is enough to be in your feminine magnetism. I've seen this time and time and time again without changing anything significantly. Clients having their highest months in business ever. This is one of the reasons why people choose to stay in my world so often, because we keep them in this vibe and they love that. This is exactly why I experience clients where they're like, oh, I feel complete, for example. I'm like, yay, congrats. And then they come back. Oh my God, I spent a few months. I got stuck in the muggle matrix of basically not being in my feminine power. Whenever I say that in jest, what I'm saying is the opposite of you knowing that you're powerful, that you can instantly manifest, that your desires are actually done, that you don't actually need to lift a finger. You can if you want to. That your life is meant to be deeply embraced, enjoyed. That you are the most powerful thing on the planet. Of course, the trees bend for you. You're a woman in her feminine power. That is the natural order of existence. Wealth is meant to be easy for you. Why do you think laws were made to keep it from us for so long? Do you think that was accidental? That was very much on purpose. And when you get this, and I happen to believe that wealth in the hands of women is a very good thing. It's a thing that changes the world. I happen to believe that women in their turned on power is what transforms the world in relationships and intimacy. Yeah. This depth of reclaiming that you get to experience. And this is what we're going to be diving into inside of Turned On Wealth Activation, which you can join by going to theawakenedaphrodite.com. And it is what we are going to be blowing the lid off of inside of my mastermind, Worshipped and Wealthy, the Worshipped and Wealthy Mastermind, where you are going to experience being shown up for, worshipped by, and in this beautiful co-worshiping of a relationship, next level love, next level passion by your partner, or calling that in if you don't have that now. And experience wealth coming in like never before in a way that feels truly ecstatic, in a way that is reflecting the power that you are. We are going to get you into this state of being that is calling you in for a reason, because it is the truth of who you are. You are meant to experience yourself this way. You are meant to experience yourself in pure pleasure and power, having instant manifestations, being in constant celebration, being absolutely showered with love, affection, devotion. That is the truth of who you are. And when you've been asleep to that truth for a long time, it might feel like it's not available to you. And if this is calling to you, if this is speaking to you, I'm telling you that it is. And watching you awaken to it and being a part of your journey and hearing all of your celebrations and the things that occur, it is one of my favorite things to experience on this planet. I believe that it's my purpose here, is to be in that constantly. And if you're ready to be a part of this journey with me, with us, with the other amazing humans that are experiencing their lives, their love lives, their worlds just absolutely popping off in ways that they never thought were possible, then send an email to Pamela@theawakenedaphrodite.com to inquire about the upcoming mastermind, which starts mid-October, or go to theawakenedaphrodite.com and click on Turned On Wealth Activation, and I will see you very, very soon. You know, I'm so grateful for you. I'm so grateful for all of you awakened souls in your power. It is what, in your heart, in your power, it is what this world needs. It is what this world is craving. And guess what? It's what your partner is craving too. It's how they recognize you. Thank you for being a part of this movement. And whether it's day or night, thank you so much for watching, commenting, liking, and subscribing. And I love you. I love you. I love you. I will see you very, very, very soon. Thank you for watching.